So today I'm going to be showing you how you can actually become the person that's capable of reaching their goals, or at least actually start to work towards their goals, and how to actually attract the things that you want rather than you having to chase them. Because this is exactly how I felt, and sometimes I still do, to be fair. I feel like I couldn't achieve the things that I wanted to genuinely achieve, and that was because my frequency was extremely low. I was down here feeling shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. I was feeling all of these feelings leading me to not progress and not get anywhere, simply because I was just feeling those feelings. And having a low frequency like that holds you back from getting to where you truly want to be. And it doesn't help you attract the things you want and your goals, and it just holds you back so fucking much. And that's because most people think like this. Most people think that when they get the external event, when they get the money, when they get the car, when they get that successful business, when they get that woman, they're actually going to be happy. They think when they reach that goal, when they get to where they want to be, they're going to be happy. But in reality, they're not. And now the people that actually get to where they want to be, that 1% of people, get to their desired frequency first. They feel aligned, they feel peace, they feel joy, and they feel love before they ever reach their reality and their external events. So when they're feeling that before, when they're feeling aligned, when they're feeling peace, joy, and love, they're already feeling these feelings before they reach their external events, such as wanting that money, that car, that business, meaning they're literally going to attract their dreams and their goals instead of chasing it all the time. So this means a lot of this is literally just about the mindset that you have behind exactly what you're doing and behind your goals. The mindset behind everything is going to shape your reality, and a lot of people don't realize that. Your internal state is a mirror of what you get in real life. So, I don't know, let's say obviously you're on the low frequency, you've got a very low frequency, you're going through shame, guilt, apathy, fear, grief. You're obviously not going to be able to reach your goals because you're just going to be thinking negatively all the time. When you're thinking negative, you're going to be attracting negative things, including not reaching your goals because you're thinking that negatively. And like I was saying earlier, when you're in the 1% and you actually start focusing on your frequency and the way you're thinking and your mindset, only then will you actually start to reach your goals, simply because you're up the frequency level. You're a high energy person, and when you're a high energy person, a high frequency person, you're able to put all the energy in that frequency into your goals and into what it is you actually want to achieve. And the best thing about being a high frequency person is that when you are high frequency, when nothing's kind of stopping you, there's no way that you're going to avoid discomfort. And obviously reaching your goals does take discomfort. There's a lot of things that people don't want to do to get to where they want to be, but those are the things that need to happen in order for you to reach your goals. But when you're at the top of the frequency level, when you have enlightenment, peace, joy, love, reason, acceptance, willingness, then you are going to be willing to put the work in to get to your goals, because you're not going to be feeling negative all of the time. And that leads me on to saying that you do not need what you think you need, because external events never impact you unless you've mastered your internal self, unless you've mastered your mindset, your frequency. And that's exactly what I created this video for, to make sure that you're aware of what you need to fix to be able to reach your goals. Because again, it's all the mindset, it's all about your frequency. You need to be on the right frequency of your goals and where you want to be, so you can actually get there without having to chase it, so you can actually just naturally attract it. And when you do what I was talking about earlier, when you're tying those things that you want, those material things, that car, that woman, to those feelings, and when you're saying that I'll feel happy then, that's so bad, because you want to feel happy now. You want to feel joyful now. You want to feel just genuinely happy now, so again you can actually start attracting the things that you want now, rather than having to wait to be happy when you get those things, which might take ages. So you're going to be waiting ages to be happy. So why not be happy now, be joyful now, higher frequency now, have alignment, and just naturally attract the things that you want. Another thing I want to kind of touch on is that you need to start being nice to yourself. How can you expect to get the things you want when you cannot even treat yourself with respect, when you can't even be happy with yourself? How do you expect people to give you what you want and give the things that you desire when, again, you can't even respect and treat yourself good? You just genuinely need to do the things that are going to higher your frequency, make you a better human, and make you happy all the time. Because again, like I was saying earlier, when you're happy, there's no negative thoughts that come to your mind, because you're being happy, you're being joyful. But when you're being negative, when your frequency is low, you're going to start attracting all the negative things in your life, which are going to hold you back, and then you're not going to get to where you want to be. It's so stupid. There's literally no benefits to thinking negatively at all. They just bring on more negative thoughts, more negative thoughts. You start thinking more negatively, and then you won't reach your goals. Whereas if you're thinking positive all the time, it's going to higher your frequency, you're going to be able to attract your goals, you're going to be able to get to your goals. That's just going to keep giving you more positivity, and you're just going to keep on progressing and doing better, simply because you higher your frequency from the start, rather than waiting to get the things that you want to feel happy and to feel joyful. And the main way that you're always going to be happy and joyful and kind of be a high frequency person is actually doing what you said you were going to do. There's a lot of people that I speak to myself, and I used to do it a lot. I don't really do it anymore, but I used to tell myself things, and I just wouldn't do it. You need to actually start following through with the promises that you promised to yourself, because then you're not going to be able to trust yourself. And when you can't trust yourself, that's when you're going to start going down the frequency emotions, because when you can't trust yourself, you're not going to be able to reach your goals, because you've been telling yourself you're going to do this, you're going to do that, but you haven't done it. So you're just lowering the trust with yourself, lowering your frequency, and it's a constant cycle of you just lowering your trust, lowering your frequency, which means you're not going to reach your goals because you're not doing what you said you would. And with this, what I always recommend is, if you are doing this and if you struggle with this, you're obviously setting the bar way too high. You're obviously setting yourself way too many things to do. So just set yourself three, 4 things max, realistic things that will actually get you to where you want to be, so that they don't lower your frequency, and so you can actually start to trust yourself and to do the tasks you want. Because when you don't trust yourself, you start to do nothing, and that's the worst thing that you can do. And for example, with me, this is a bit of a random example, but with my content, when I make short form content for Instagram Reels, it takes a few hours, and especially editing all the clips and videos and stuff. And I used to do it in one day, and I realised that it took way too long to do it in one day. I burned myself out, and the quality of the videos weren't as good as they were, because I was just doing it all in one go, trying to get it done as fast as I can. And I started doing it over the period of a few days, because I knew that was more realistic for me. I knew I could get the highest quality out of it, and it just felt better, because I knew that I could do that, and the promise to myself was I can do it over a few days, the quality would be higher, and I kept that promise, and everything was better. So I've started doing that from now on. I know it's a bit of a random example, but that goes to show with anything. If you're setting the bar way too high, if you're setting yourself way too many tasks, lower them a bit, or just spread it out over a longer period of days, or maybe even weeks, you know what I mean? And just don't burn yourself out, because that's the thing that holds so many people back. Just take it easy, but make sure you're actually working towards what you want to do, and make sure, again, you're hiring your frequency, because, again, like I said, not trusting yourself and not being nice to yourself and not being kind to yourself are the things that lowers your frequency the most, because obviously you're affecting your internal state, and your internal state is your frequency, and your internal state mirrors what your frequency is. And obviously, if you've got a high frequency, you're going to attract the things you want. Obviously, if you've got a low frequency, you're going to be chasing the things that you want, which you don't want to be doing. And that leads me on saying you can only fix the things that you can actually control. So if you can't fix something, then don't worry about it. If you can fix something, fix it, and then you don't have to worry about that either, because you're literally fixing it. And when you fix it, you're not going to be worrying about it. So you literally, all you have to do is just higher your frequency, get on the level you need to be to reach your goals. Just imagine how you would act if you already reached your goals, and act like that person, and you will naturally attract the things that you want.